Today we're going to be discussing why an internet business is the best type of business out there for you to start. So today we've got 5 different things we're going to go through. These are 5 different tips and 5 different reasons why an internet business is so effective and why it is such a great idea. So if you're wondering whether to start an internet business, or you would just like to find out more as to the reasons why it is so effective, it's so profitable, why it is one of the best things that you can ever do when it comes to starting a business, then watch this video to the very end, watch this podcast to the very end, because there's lots of great things that we're going to discuss. And also number 5, the very last thing that we're going to discuss in this list, number 5, this is the reason why I got into building an internet business in the first place almost 2 decades ago. So in tip number 5, I will be explaining the reason why I got into this business in the first place. So make sure you stick around, because that is very, very important. So I've got 5 tips for you that we're now going to go through, and these will explain exactly why an internet business is one of the best things that you can do with your time to build ongoing profits and build a passive income moving forward. Now, I know passive income gets thrown around a lot in this day and age, but once you have an internet business which is set up in such a way, you really can make passive income. But there obviously are certain things that you need to know and you need to do before you get to that stage. This is something I've been doing for many, many years. I've made countless amounts of sales, hundreds of thousands of dollars in sales over the years when I've just been out enjoying myself. And I've looked at my phone and I've made sales, I've made profits and money in my business. And this has been going on for many, many years. These days, it doesn't really sort of surprise me when I make money and make sales when I'm out and doing other things. But when I first got involved in this business back in about 2008, if I was to get an email to say I've made some money, it was just incredible. But if you're yet to experience that, then let me tell you, it is one of the best things that you can ever do with your time. You set things up, you get things in motion, and then when you're out enjoying yourself, whatever it is you're doing with your family, with your friends, and you check your phone and you've made some sales, it is one of the best things you can ever experience, because you're literally making money while you are not at your computer or your laptop, and you're not even in front of a screen. You're just on your phone. It's one of the best things that I ever did. So there's 5 main things that we're going to cover here. So number 1, the first reason why I think an internet business is such a great thing for you to do and to start is it is very cheap to start. There aren't many things that you can do where you can get started and you've got the ability to make a lot of money, like I'm talking millions, by just spending $75 or even $50, because there isn't a lot that you actually need to be able to make decent money on the internet. There are a few basic tools you need. For instance, you need a domain name, some kind of a website name, possibly some page builder. So that allows you to create pages really, really easily. So it is very cheap to start. You don't need more than about $100 to get started. There is not any other business, especially offline business, that you can start for just $100. I mean, you could even argue and say you don't even need a page builder. So when I say page builder, I'm just talking about something that allows you to create pages really, really quickly without you having to do all the code yourself. So you've got hosting, a website name, and a page builder. Between those 3 things, you're able to make thousands. And if you want to go one stage further and treat things a bit more seriously and be a bit more professional, then get an autoresponder as well. So you're able to build an email list. So those 4 tools, you're able to build $1 million business on the internet. An autoresponder, a hosting provider, so you've got web space, a domain name or website name, whatever you want to call it, and a page builder. some kind of a page builder that allows you to build pages really, really easily without worrying about all of the code and all of that. So there's four tools there, and that is all you need. Now, of course, there are other tools that you can go out there and purchase which will help you in your business. I use some other tools myself, like tools such as that helps me to create thumbnails for YouTube. There's other tools I use to create my videos, like this video I'm making right now. There's another tool I use that helps me to, so different music, pictures and videos, which I get commercial rights with. So you've got all of these additional tools that you can purchase, but you don't really need them. You don't actually need them to create a good internet-based income. Those are just the icing on the cake. So very, very cheap to start. There isn't anything out there that you can start for $100 like you can an internet-based business. Of course, you have to know what to do moving forward, but my point is you don't need to spend any more than about $100, and you're able to make back 100,000 times more than your investment. So there isn't anything else out there that you can do with just $100. And I'm talking about a proper business. I'm not just talking about things that you can invest in like stocks and shares. I'm talking about an actual business where you're able to create products and services and create value within a marketplace, and you're able to make money back as a result of content and products that you put into the marketplace and sell to your clients and customers. So very, very cheap to start, very hard to beat. The next one, number 2, the ability to automate everything. This is, again, another reason why an internet business is so difficult to beat. This is one of the reasons why I got involved in an internet business. And I realized this back in 2008, because after about 6 months of working on the internet, I'd made a little bit of money. I'd made a few $100, but after about 6 months, I realized that I had the ability on the internet to automate things, and I didn't have to be in front of my computer to actually make sales and profits. That meant I could automate my business and I could go out and do other things, generate cash flow, generate income from other things while my internet business was running. And this was something that I realized very early on. I took this and I ran with it, because this is one of the most powerful benefits of an internet-based business: automation. The last thing you want to do is have to sit in front of your computer for 12 hours. If you had a business, for instance, and you had to sit in front of your computer for 10 hours and you only made money every time you sat in front of your computer, you're going to get to a point where you can't make any more money and you're going to burn yourself out, because there's no automation. And this is why I love the internet business model, because you can automate just about everything. It's one of the best businesses out there because you've got tools, you've got all these different services out there that you can use, and you can automate just about everything in your business. It's one of the best things out there, in my opinion. You've got all different tools such as autoresponders, for instance. So if you were to start building your email list, you've got emails that can get sent out there so many times a day, and you don't have to be in front of your computer. So it isn't like you have to be in front of your computer so many hours a day. You can set things up in such a way in an internet business, and it pretty much works itself. It works on its own, on autopilot. It cranks out sales, the traffic comes in, and then you've got different systems that take over, that send emails out, it sends people to this page, and then if they buy, the system takes over. They take the money, puts it into your account, and then it delivers the product to the customer automatically, and then that person gets sent something else, and then another person comes in. You've got all of this going on. So if you can imagine, it's like you having tens of thousands of people in your workforce. in your business, all working for you, except these are not real people. This is just a tool. These are just pieces of software and tools that you use in an internet business which will automate the entire process for you. So it's like having tens of thousands of people working for you all the time, except it's just you. Now, of course, you can have staff if you want to, but I'm saying about keeping things nice and simple. If it's just you, you're able to make a ton of sales, even if it's just you. So you don't need a ton of staff either for this to work, because a lot of it is automated. You could, of course, have staff if you want to get back to people for like support questions and any refunds or any problems that your customers or clients have with anything that they've purchased. Of course, you need some support staff, but that's pretty much the only thing you really need. But you're not going to get to that stage until you start to crank out regular sales and regular profits in your business. So that's not something to worry about anytime soon. And moving on, number 3, you have no income ceiling. And this is another great way to look at an internet business, is that you're not limited to just making 50,000 a year or 100,000 a year or 300,000 a year. There is literally no income ceiling, because if you want to make more sales and generate more revenue in your business, as long as you're using a system which is scalable and you're able to scale the numbers and it isn't going to affect anything, you may need more staff. You may need to take people on to, as I just said, and support questions and any problems that your clients and customers have. But as long as your system is created in such a way, you really don't have any income ceiling, because all you rely on is your systems and your tools and your pieces of software to run your business for you. Of course, you will have to overlook everything, but you're not going to have any income ceiling like you would have in a job, or if you had an offline company. There's a lot of different hurdles and a lot of different issues that you would face if you didn't use technology to scale your business. Generally, you would have to have more of a workforce, more people working for you if you want to create more sales and more revenue in your company. An internet business, you literally have no income ceiling, as long as you set your business up in such a way that it isn't going to crumble as soon as you send more than a certain amount of number of people into your business. So as long as you set things up in such a way, the right way, which these are things that I actually teach inside Coffee Shop Income. I do teach you how to do all of this stuff within the sales funnel process. But that's all for another video. But there isn't any income ceiling when you build an internet-based business, because, as I said, as long as you have a business and the framework of a business which doesn't limit you to the money you can make, of course, the more people that come through your funnel and the more people that you bring into your business, that will, of course, create more support questions, and you will need to maybe have some support staff in place. And the chances are you may then get a few technical issues or more technical issues along the way. But as a whole, your business will still be able to run because of the automation process that you're using in your business. So once you have the framework all built, you can just send lots and lots of people into that business and it won't affect anything, because the framework that you have built, as long as you built it correctly, as long as it's all created the right way, then you have no income ceiling, which is brilliant. Because otherwise, if you were to build an internet business and you were to get to, say, 75k a year, and then all of a sudden you can't go beyond 75k a year because the way you've created your business just doesn't allow you to do that, then it's just kind of pointless. I mean, 75k a year and then you hit a ceiling, well, that isn't really a very good business, because you're then going to limit yourself as to how much money you can make, and you then can't scale your business any further than 75k a year. That's just an example, I know, but these things do happen. This is why you need the correct framework in place, the correct type of business in place, in order for you to be able to scale your business to the much bigger numbers. So no income ceiling. And I realized this quite soon after I started making some good money on the internet back in about 2014, 2015. I quickly realized that as long as I had set things up in a certain way, there wasn't any limit to how many sales I could make, how much money I could make, how many customers I could bring into my email list. And that's a great thing. Another really good reason why an internet business is one of the best businesses out there for you to start. So number 4, freedom to enjoy life more. Freedom to enjoy life more. And this is kind of related to number 2. So the ability to automate everything. So number 4, the freedom to enjoy life more. If you're able to automate many parts of your business, it then frees your time up to then do the things that you really want to and enjoy life more. Because at some stage you're going to realize, and maybe you already have in your business, perhaps you're doing like 12 hours a day. You will, well, or in your job or your business, at some point you are going to run out of hours. You are going to run out of hours, and you're going to quickly realize that your business or your job is severely limiting your income. And this is the great thing about having automation in your business, is that it allows you to create so much more freedom in what you do. You can set things up, like I said, as long as you've got the correct framework in your business, which runs your business, you're able to go out and do the things that you enjoy while your business is cranking out sales and profits on autopilot. And this is a thing, this does work. There are things to, of course, have in place. You need certain things in place in order for this to work, but the ability to automate everything in turn gives you the freedom to enjoy your life more. I mean, who doesn't want to do that? There's only so many hours that you can sit in front of your computer working on your business or working in your job. At some point, you are going to run out of time and you're going to run out of hours. And what will happen is when you run out of hours, you're going to realize that you can't make any more money. So you're always going to be limited in the amount of money that you can make in your job or your business if you have to sit in front of your computer to actually make the money. And this is what a lot of people don't understand, is that you need automation in order for you to be able to do the things that you would also like to do. So this frees up more of your time. If you have to sit in front of your computer to make X amount of money for 8 hours a day, then that means you have to sit in front of your computer every day for 8 hours if you want to make X money. This is where automation is very, very important, because it gives you the ability to have freedom. So you can go out there and do things that you want to do, and you're still able to make sales and make profits in your business on autopilot 7 days a week, every day of the year. Number 5, and this is the reason why I got into this business in the first place. So reason number 5 why an internet business is the best type of business out there. Before we get to this though, let's just have a quick recap. So tip number 1 was very cheap to start. The first reason why I think an internet business is the best type of business out there is because it's very cheap to start. Number 2, the ability to automate everything. Number 3, there is no income ceiling. Number 4, the freedom to enjoy life more. I mean, who doesn't want that? Number 5 is, can you guess what it is? And this is the reason why I got involved in this business in the first place back in 2007. Well, there we go. It is the ability to run or function your business from almost anywhere in the world. When I say almost, it is just about everywhere. However, there are going to be the odd place where you probably won't be able to run your business. For example, you need an internet connection in order to get on the internet and run your business. There are, of course, some countries and some places out there that don't have an internet connection. So I always put that in there. I always say almost. But 99.999% of the places on earth do have an internet connection. So as long as you can connect to the internet, you're good. You are good to go, and you can make money. You can run your business from just about anywhere. This is something that really appealed to me, and maybe it does for you as well. Maybe this is something that you really appreciate and you would really value if you're running a business, because if you're on the road, and this is another reason why I have called my own website Coffee Shop Income, because if I'm on the road, I pull over somewhere, or maybe I'm away for a couple of days and I go into a coffee shop or a cafe, I do some work on my laptop from coffee shops. So I thought I would call my website Coffee Shop Income, and that's why I've called it that. It's quite relevant. And running or functioning your business from almost anywhere in the world is one of the best things about an internet business. You don't need to stay in one place. You can make money on the road. You can make money from airports, from holiday destinations. You go on vacation, you can still make money and make sales in your business. This is one of the best things about this entire business model. And I think a lot of people seem to forget the benefits of an actual proper internet business. When you build a business in such a way, and I will say this again, you need the correct framework in place. It's no good you just having one website with a buy button on there to say, for people to go and buy stuff. Although you can make some sales that way, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. If you want to truly automate everything, there's, of course, lots of other things within the framework that you need. But running and functioning your business from anywhere in the world is one of the core main reasons why I got involved in this business back in 2007. I could very, very easily see that potentially this was a lifestyle business, and I realized this almost 20 years ago, and I'm pleased that I stuck at it, because it really is. It's something that you can do. You can build things, you can generate revenue, generate sales, generate money and income in your business from anywhere in the world. And I've been on the road many, many times. I've checked my phone and I've made sales and I've made money. So it really is one of the best things that you can do with your time. So let's go over the 5. So number 1, very cheap to start. Number 2, the ability to automate everything. Number 3, no income ceiling. Number 4, the freedom to enjoy life more. And number 5, you can run or function your business from almost anywhere in the world. And this is why, in my opinion, an internet business is the best type of business out there. I mean, seriously, where else can you create a really good income and a good business where you can pay up to $100? You could probably start for less than that, but $100 is, not a lot of money, not compared to if you were to start a brick and mortar company or a brick and mortar business and you needed some stock and you needed to buy equipment. It really is very, very cheap in comparison. So $100 and you can start an internet-based business, and you've then got potential. You've got the ability to make millions back. You really have. Of course, there is a process to follow. There are things to learn, the same as everything. But potentially, this really is, in my opinion, the best type of business that you can start. So now that you know an internet business is one of the best types of businesses out there for you to start, you might be wondering to yourself, well, Paul, this is all well and good, but where do I actually start? How do I do it? And what niche or market do I go into? How do I set things up? How do I actually create a framework to make money and make sales? Well, in my bootcamp, I will take you through lots of these different steps. So if you'd like to learn more and you want my free video series, then click the link below this video if you're watching this on video. If you are listening to this on one of our podcast platforms, just go to toda.com/bootcamp. You can go over there, grab my free video series, and that is a free video series that you can go through where I'm going to teach you how to create the framework so you're able to start making money. But we start from the very basics: how to choose an industry, how to choose a niche, where to get traffic from, how to set things up to make sales, and lots of other things in between that. But this is a free 7-day video series bootcamp. And if you're interested in building a real internet-based business, then you need to know these things, and you need to know the type of framework that you need in place in order to be able to have a lifestyle business. There's lots of things that you must know, and I'm going to teach you that in the free video series. So if you want that, just click the link below if you're watching this on video, or just go to coffeeshopincome.com/bootcamp. But those are the 5 main core reasons as to why an internet business is one of the best types of businesses out there that you can start this year or next year. But my advice is just start it as soon as you possibly can. The best time to start is now. You can start to learn for free. Obviously, you're watching my podcasts and my videos where I give away lots of great stuff. But there's other videos out there, other content out there, products, services, coaching, whatever you want. The most important thing is that you start to learn, you take action, and you start to grow things as you go. And I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Take care.